Hi, everybody. I wanted to draw your attention to an issue that I just became aware of, and it has to do with how you might be receiving your feedback in the My Grades Center. When you click on the link to My Grades, you should be able to follow along and see how you're doing in the course by not only looking at the total of points you've accumulated and your current grade percentage, but also how you did on each of the individual assignments. And what you should be seeing is you should be seeing in the far left column the name of the assignment that you have worked on, and including any feedback and a feedback column. What was last done? For example, did you just recently submit the assignment? So if assignment has been submitted but it hasn't been graded, it will show up as submitted. Um, or maybe you haven't completed the assignment. Maybe it just is showing up as upcoming, and you need to go back and perhaps complete an assignment in case you've missed one. Usually, and I've tried to do this, if you have missed an assignment, it will show up in the My Grades Center, and it will be labeled according to the learning module where that assignment was given. So if you ever see that you're missing an assignment, definitely go back and check for those. But notice I said this is what you should be seeing. Unfortunately, some of you may not be seeing this. You may not be getting your feedback. And that's because for some reason, Blackboard has a little bit of a glitch in their system. And for some reason, if this feedback column has been collapsed, then the screen expands and all you wind up seeing is the name of the assignment. And in that case, you might actually be missing some of your feedback. So if you scroll over to the right-hand side, all those columns are definitely still there. They're just really spread out. The nice little trick I've found is that by expanding one of these feedback columns, and it doesn't matter which one, but just expanding it, it condenses the screen again, and it's a little bit easier to read. Now, that's important. Make sure that you're getting, that you can see the feedback column. I also wanted to draw your attention to the fact that you can receive your feedback in different ways. For example, for this discussion forum, I could have hovered my mouse over the forum and this little view rubric would have appeared. I could click on view rubric, and not only would I be able to see my feedback that's telling me to click on the view rubric, but I would be able to see whatever feedback might be written on the rubric, as well as what points may have been earned or lost. But discussions are different, and in this example, it's not a discussion, it's a safe assignment, Dropbox assignment, and notice that when I hover my mouse over that, no view rubric appears. In fact, if you want to see how you do on a particular assignment, especially Dropbox assignments, don't just rely on the information that you see here in the feedback column. You need to go ahead and click on that assignment again. It will reopen on your screen, and you'll not only see the file that you included, but and your grade, you'll see the feedback that I gave you in that feedback column, but you'll also see if I've added any attached files. And I have in this student's case. I attached, and this is a fake student, but I attached a file of their work with my instructor comments on them. So if all you're doing is reading this information in the feedback column of My Grades, you'd be completely missing this other file that's also been attached. So make sure, once again, that if you are reading your feedback in My Grades, that's fantastic, but make sure you're also reopening them from the My Grades Center to make sure that you're getting everything. And usually if I've attached a file for you, I will make a note of that in the feedback column so you know to reopen the file to get it and download it and read the additional feedback. But sometimes I do forget to make a note of it, so it's always just a good habit to check your essay drop boxes and check for any attached files. And the same is true for quizzes. Many times when I'm grading a quiz, I may leave additional quiz feedback for you on your quiz, and the only way to see that is to open up the quiz and to open up the well, in this case, it hasn't been graded yet, but it would have a grade here in this column, and you would click on the grade, and then you would be able to see not only the quiz grade that you got for each of your questions, but you would be able to see any additional feedback that I might have left for you on the quiz. So, just a little bit of tips to make checking your graded feedback a little easier. Um, Technology can be a blessing, but sometimes it can just be confusing, and this is definitely one of those situations where it's a little confusing. So I wanted to give you a heads up.